warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Siti Nur Laila. You can call me Ila. In here, I will explain lesson plan. This course is designed to teach English to senior high school students in class 11 at SMK Muhammadiyah 5 Karanganyar. This time, I will only be teaching material with the topic passive voice. The purpose of this course is that students can understand and be able to change active voice into passive voice by using various formulas, and can interact with the surrounding environment, which involves the use of passive voice in formal greeting. At the end of the lesson, students are able to use passive voice in greeting and can change active voice into passive voice accurately, fluently, and acceptably according to the existing formula. Learners are expected to pass the assessment of this course with a minimum of 75% out of 100%. I plan to teach this course in 4 weeks. One is of ADDIE analysis. Students will introduce themselves through a memory game. During the analysis phase, I have treated the following questions. 1. Have you studied the passive voice? Where? 2. What do you know about the passive voice? 3. Do you know the change of the voice into passive voice? Give me example. 4. What are your expectations in this course? These questions are focused on how to change active voice into passive voice. The first question allows me to know when learners have studied the passive voice and where they learn more about it. The second question enables me to know the prior knowledge that my students have on this topic. This information will help me identify, analysis, get information, obtain ideas, decide what the starting point is, and teach and reinforce it. The third question will show me whether the learner domain the change active voice into passive voice. It will help introduce new formulas into their lesson and encourage my students to share their knowledge with their peers. The final question will provide me an overview of what learners want to learn and how they want to learn. Furthermore, learners expect to understand and learn as much as possible to increase their language competence and get the highest score. The next is design. After collecting data, I have decided to create a 4-week course based on the timeline provided to me by my academic director. I created a syllabus with relevant information about the course. In here, divided to 4 weeks. Week 1 is memory game. Let's introduce ourselves. Activity 1, forum on the passive voice. Activity 2, KWL card part 1. Activity 3, create a mind map on the use of passive voice. In this, the next exercise on the passive voice of formulas, exercise on the passive voice example, exercise on the passive voice of formulas and example. Activity 4, quiz formulas and example passive voice. Activity 5, assessment part 1 on passive voice. The next week 2, activity 6, assessment part 2 on the passive voice. Activity 7, correct the formulas of passive voice. Activity 8, write a paragraph to change active voice into passive voice. The next is week 3, exercise on the passive voice weekend. The next quiz is on the passive voice weekend. In the next activities 9, create a sentence using cat. Activity 10, question about your reading activity. Activity 11, career half craft chart part 2. And the last week 4, activity 12, video presentation on the passive voice. Activity 13, final writing project on the passive voice. This one, general objective. Use the structure on the passive voice in written and in oral words. 2 specific objectives. 1. Use the formula to change active voice into passive voice. 2. Distinguish between formulas in passive voice. 3. Apply the passive voice formula to change active voice. The next is development. The way a professor or instructor introduces the lesson is a crucial factor for getting the expected result. During the development, I will prepare myself to make my best program and assist my students in the way and determine. I will provide concise material such as collaborative memory game, videos, images, or other material, using moderate, colorful letters with adequate size to be by all the students. They are understandable and rightly related to the topic image support the content accurately. I will use appropriate technological tools such as exciting and useful videos and interactive activities to keep the student engaged and motivated. The next is implementation. I will have all the material I resort such as online explanation, online exercise, video presentation, internet link, or other material available. Say in advance, do not waste valuable time. If computer programs are required, I will have them installed in the computer class or ask the student to have this program on their computer previously. I will consider my student learning style and current background to have them improve throughout the classes as smoothly as possible. I will try to assign tasks that lead students from easy to more complex content. In contrast, the students get confident to participate naturally and feel actively responsible and motivated to go forward. And the next and the last is evaluation. On the first day of class, I will ask my students their expectations in the course, discuss the syllabus with them to get their opinion and feeling about it and make modification if necessary. During the course, I will ask my students what they know and what they do know about passive voice, and I will note them for future reference. Besides, I will use exercise such as multiple selection, fill in blank, change active voice into passive voice, and short quizzes to check achievement of the course. At the end of the course, I will ask my students what they learned. I will use this time to ask my students what they would have liked to learn. Their consideration about the technological tool use. If the activities were meaningful and appealing, what activities they would suggest to change or add, and what tool and resource they would prefer to use. Both a formative and summative evaluation will help me reflect on my performance to make modifications, change things, and make valuable decisions for better performance and course design and delivery. That's all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.